This is my 400 litre reef tank, which has now been running for I think about 18 months. A lot has changed since I started. I've had some successes and I've had some losses. Mostly successes, I'm glad to say. I'm a stickler for my water changes and water testing. Though you wouldn't think so to look at this, but I have a trace of ammonia in here. Now why that is, I don't know. You can see the fish are thriving and very happy. Some very sensitive fish like powder blue sturgeons. All I can put it down to is the tank is slightly overcrowded, I admit. It is overstocked, there's no denying it. But I kind of try and follow the same principles as of a Rift Valley Lake African cichlid tank, where it is deliberately overcrowded to reduce aggression, but as a consequence you have to +1 on your filtration and do more water changes than you would normally do in a normal aquarium. However, my nitrate is very low and so is my phosphate. My magnesiums are fine, calcium, all where they should be. I am using a dosing pump, and I've just recently added a gyre. I was pleased with it, but you really need two to get the best of it. These are the XF 230s and absolutely brilliant. They've replaced a pair of Jabos, which were absolutely brilliant as well. Nothing wrong with them at all. But me being a techno probe, I wanted the latest technology, and luckily I was able to do that recently. But my corals are looking great. My hammer there, that is growing more heads. And frog spawn, and this brown knobbly mushroom here is absolutely going bonkers. I've had this now for 6 or 7 years, and it's just spread onto every rock that's touched it. That's the main colony there, and you can see it spread there, and it's even on a little bit of rock there. If sailfin tang gets out of the way, it's there with a pair of clowns, with the pussy coral there, Zania. Anyway, I'm going to thin out this knobbly mushroom coral because it's just too much. My other half got a beady eye on it, so I'm going to let her have that nice piece there, and I'll just put a new clean piece of live rock in its place and have a new stage for new corals on it. So that's that bit of coral there is going to my girlfriend, and I hope it thrives as well in her tank as it is in mine. I'm sure it should do. I've only just started trying SPS this year, and that there is I can't think what that's called. I'll have to check it out with Mark at my local shop. But that green branching coral is a branching Nontipora that is now more than doubled in size. That is doing really well. That there is holding on in there. It did fall down. I'll give you a better look at it. On its face side unnoticed for a few days, and you can see there's a few patches of die off. And then you've got Pavonia here, green Pavonia, that's doing alright. A little bit of die off on the edge there, supposed to be one of the easier SPSs to keep. That's doing okay though. I am feeding them, it might recover, I'm hoping it will recover. It should do. It seems to like it where it is. Green button polyp doing alright. Little sailfin tang here, I've had him now, like I say, for 18 months, and he was the size of a 50 pence when I bought him. Yet that lovely purple tang, I bought him at that size. And sailfin tang has caught him up. And they're the best of buddies, even though they're from the same genus. They're the best of friends most of the time. but that £35 fish now is probably worth 130. I'm so pleased with him, so proud of him. I'd be gutted if anything happened to either one of them tanks. Powder blue there, that's my third powder blue. First two I bought died within a week or so. Not for any particular reason, they're so stressy. They're very stressy fish. Tommy tang there. Now I tried putting a gold-eyed cold tang in. Tommy tang there was having none of it. He turned on him as soon as I put him in, and then all the others followed suit and absolutely hammered him, hence they killed it. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to wait for a cold-eyed tang until I can either get rid of Tommy tang or something, you know. Gold cup coral there is doing alright. It's just sat there, but I don't know the positioning. I might have to move the position of that. Now, you can just see in the middle of the picture there is a can. Not looking brilliant, but I'm going to have to move that, I think. And Ophelia there, it's doing okay. Now I've put a screen in front of my light, which is a 1200 luminaire, to stop me getting blinded. I've also raised it up a bit. I'm just going to turn on my sump light so you can have a look at my sump light. Crystal clear water. That's the first stage. I'm using filter floss and recently started using a filter sponge as well. I've got lots of coral rubble in that first section. Pellet reactor. Reef 500 skimmer. Fugium. Dosing pump, which I find quite temperamental, quite tricky to program. I was told it was easy, but I find it anything but easy, but I've muddled my way through and it seems to be doing okay now. Now I'm dosing 3 mils of calcium every other hour, every 2 hours throughout the day. 3 mils of alkalinity every 2 hours throughout the day, and only 2 mils of magnesium every 2 hours throughout the day. So that seems to be keeping my levels fairly stable. If it does go slightly out of whack, I catch up using powders down there. Okay, a separate RO top off, UV controller to the return pump. Now the return pump's been running more or less non-stop since the day I put it in 18 months ago, so it's well overdue for some servicing. I'll have to look at that. I'm going to close the lid now. Close the cabinet. And this beautiful mandarin here. I did buy it as a pair, lost the male within a few weeks, but the female's hung on in there and she's doing absolutely great. I don't know what she's eating, but she's eating something. She's lovely and plump. She's not fazed at all by the bigger fish towering over her. I absolutely love that little fish. I've had her a while now. She's doing fine. You can see she's not skinny at all. It's a lovely fish. I love it. I've got some quite fast boisterous fishing in now. I also had some coral reef, blue reef chromis. They didn't do very well. They're quite expensive. So I thought, oh, I rather like these alanite. There's an alanite. Ah, best fish I ever bought. Beautiful little things. They were tiny when I got them. I even dropped one down the sink. I had to retrieve it from the U-bend, and it was none the worse for wear. Because I was, getting it out of the bag. Acclimatized them, put them in, and they settled in so well. And they've grown like rockets. They are now at full, 3-4 inches, and they are absolutely amazing. I would recommend anybody have them rather than blue reef chromis. Blue reef chromis are so sensitive and temperamental. I don't think they like the boisterousness in here, but I absolutely love my gyres. This leather coral here is doing okay. It's never fully opened in this tank for some reason. I don't know why. In my previous tank it fully opened and expanded, it thrived in there. But in here it's sort of getting used to it now. It's soaked for quite a long time. It's been moved loads of times. They are actually tough as old boots. But it is getting better. It is starting to open, look. But it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But I just feel I've got too much brown and I want to thin it out, so I might let my partner have that piece down there where the clowns are in, but I don't really want her to have the pussy coral, but I may have to just let it go. Or I might have to scrape it from the rock somehow. But yeah, beautiful. Now this pulsing Zania here, I can't remember purchasing that, but keep it separated on an island like I have, because they will absolutely take over everything if you have them with adjacent rock. Occasionally they break pieces off like one has and found its way over here, which I don't mind. Now that's zoas. My zoas, I've never done very well with zoas. Yet my other half, her zoas seem to be doing much better. That piece of rock there was covered in beryllium. For some bizarre reason it all died away. I don't know why. Now since learnt that it's because of these blinking things. See up in the top corner there? See that little white dot up there? That's an Asterina starfish. Now if you get them, that's a better picture one there. If you see one in your tank, don't go, oh I got a little starfish, because trust me, one won't stay one. They break off a leg and that turns into another starfish, and they are absolute pests. They really are. I've been siphoning them out lately, and I'm trying to get rid of them, but they will kill Zanias, zoanthids, and whatever beryllium corals. They leave a nasty toxin slime behind, and it consumes them. That Monty there, plating Monty, that's been bashed about a bit all over the place, but it seems to be hanging on in there. I need to find a permanent place for it. That trumpet coral, you can see it very well there, or candy cane, that's coming back. That's been hidden away in a dark cave. I just gave up on it, and I thought, oh, I'll give it another chance, and it's coming back. So it just shows that it's quite a tough thing. It is coming back. It's not at its best, but I reckon given time it will get better. That maze coral there, that's doing amazingly, but you best see that when the lights are out at about midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning, when all the tentacles are out and it's dark. Absolutely wonderful, love it. I just got this green cabbage a week ago or so. See, it's got a little bit of sand on there, I have to square that off, but that's looking very nice. I've got a clam. Get out of the way, sailfin, there you go. That's a Desra clam. That's doing okay. So I've done fairly well. I've had some losses with corals, and I've had some losses with fish initially, but I think we all do. But water change, water change, water change. That's the key. Now I'm going to get on top of my ammonia problem, water changes. I'm also using Polyfilter recently, ChemiPure Elite, which is difficult to get hold of around here, but you know, and certainly not going to buy any more fish. But I just wanted it to look like a reef tank, and a reef is teeming with fish. I didn't want just a few fish. Well, I'm getting away with it, but it's looking beautiful, don't you agree? Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Happy reefing.